Good evening and welcome to tonight's broadcast of the Total Nonstop Racing League here at Iowa Speedway for tonight's English Auto 160 presented by Shane Ewing. Joining me in the booth, as always, is Joe. I'm Bob, and for tonight's race, Joe, this is going to be an absolute blast. A tough race that drivers are kind of struggling here tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. We've been watching these guys practicing every race, and it seems like turns 1 and 3 specifically have been a little challenging for these guys. So it's going to be a very interesting race.
Yeah, let's take a look here. We'll go for a lap around the Iowa Speedway here on the roof of Jamar Dumas. Comes across the start-finish line and a very deceptive entry to turn 1. You feel like you can probably drive in a lot deeper, but you're already missing the corner if that's the case. Same deal here goes for 3 and 4. You want to get all the way down to that white line, wrap the bottom, wait to get on the gas. Because if you get on the gas too quick, too hard, that back end wants to slip around every single time. And the big thing, Joe, that, you mentioned guys were having issues getting into 1, getting into 3. Brake bias plays a huge part in that. Obviously, you want to have the brake bias a little bit towards the back to help you turn the car. Too much brake bias and getting on the gas or getting on the brakes too hard is going to cause the back end to really, honestly, want to race the front end of the car and snap around, and that's how you spin out easily. And it's something that we've been seeing a lot of these drivers dealing with in practice.
Yep. As you say that, Brandon Finley spin around, and there goes Ethan Amberg, same spot.
Yeah, so definitely something to keep an eye out for. There are a lot of race cars signed up for this race tonight, and cold tires, not a whole lot of grip quite yet. It's going to be interesting to see how, I guess, they can break the cycle of caution, wreck, caution, wreck, caution, wreck. And if they can get a green flag run, it's going to be real interesting to see how racy this track gets. As well, the 81 of Martin Plute gets sideways at it too.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be an interesting one. And yeah, like you said, I believe there are 33 drivers out here tonight.
Yeah, 33 drivers. And this is one of the newcomers right here. This is the number 12 machine, driven by James Goodwin, putting up a P9 qualifying position thus far.
Library reminds me of Test Drive 6.
Yes, very the classic Shelby-esque paint scheme there with the racing stripes. Beautiful looking car. Speaking of a good looking race car, this number 88 Connor Zilich inspired machine for Sean Cox. As Cox practices getting on to pit road.
That seems like a tight turn.
Yeah, it's real tight to get onto pit road because, the way you're coming around the corner, you almost expect the track to open up a lot more. But then you turn in a little too early and you're met with that tire pack right there.
Mm.
So it's very easy to misjudge entry of pit road. Nick Simpson saying, happy Monday. I think anyone running a Toyota is just going to win. Showing the Toyota dominance in the NASCAR Cup Series this season is Ryan Shelton. Lock it down. No.
As someone who does race the Supra, I think it's the best looking one. Fight me in the comics. I don't know.
I really do like the look of the Supra. There's Ace House pulling in. House so far sitting P15 on the board at the moment. There's the 16 of Tyler Cadd. Had himself a pretty quiet race last week at Coronado Naval Base, but in the best way possible as he was able to get the finish down and just log laps. And that's kind of the MO a lot of the time at those road courses. Just let everyone else wreck and see where you end up. Another driver.
God.
Now I was going to say another driver who had himself a good quiet race is this 18 Bryce Hedgecock. He was even saying in the Discord that, you know, it was one of those he wasn't expecting much from the race, but he had himself a good run there anyway.
Yeah, I mean, we always say it, the guys that stick out there, you never know what's going to happen. It takes one caution, one mess up, one black flag, and all of a sudden you're in a position, you're in the podium.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, look at Philip Scott. He was, you know, probably one of the cars to beat last week, and, you know, unfortunately had himself an issue where he sped on pit road and fell back and had to try to battle his way forward, and it just didn't pan out for him.
Yeah.
Let's take a look now at... Go ahead.
I was going to say, I'm sure these guys are glad that we are back in an oval.
Oh, for sure. Let's take a look here at the starting lineup for tonight's English Auto 160 here at Iowa. Adam Boisler gets the pole with a 24.176 second lap. Philip Scott, 25 one-thousandths of a second behind him. Row number 2 has Mitchell Adams, 56 one-thousandths of a second behind the pole, with Jeff Price on his outside. Ryan Shellen and Bryce Hedgecock make up row number 3, with Brandon Finley and Justin Malillo in row number 4. Row number 5 sees the newcomer James Goodwin, with Martin Plute and Matt Schlosser and Sean Cox make up row number 6. Row number 7, we see Colton Easterday and Ethan Amberg, with Jamar Dumas and Ace House in row number 8. Row number 9, we see Munatsi Major and Ryan Newman, with row number 10 being Mark McFadden and Quentin Sylvia. Row number 11 has Matt Allen and Adam Stewart, with Scott Leonard and Brennan Bookwald in row number 12. Row number 13, we see Ray Payne alongside Tyler Cadd, with Will Ratcliffe and Corey Hutchinson in row 14. Row number 15 is Jason Shue alongside Eric Jeffrey, with Stan Hausman and Robert Tripp in row number 16, with DJ McAteer rounding out our 33-car field for this evening. As it looks like, Quentin Sylvia is going to be starting from the pits. He may have missed the start of the race, so Sylvia is going to have to start a little bit behind here tonight. So a tough break there for that 42 machine. Nick Simpson says, would love to be running, but work travel is getting him good this year. Definitely wish or hope to see you soon out there on the track, Nick. And Adil says, I hail from England, so I approve of this race name. Yes. So you see the starting lineup rolling on the top of the screen. Adam Boisler, Philip Scott, the pole sitters. 33 cars out here tonight for the Total Nonstop Racing League. Absolutely gotta love it.
Yeah, I love seeing a bunch of guys out there.
Let's take a look to see what happens here on this initial start. Pace car pulls off field in the command of Adam Boisler. Green flag is in the air, and we're racing here in the heartland. Here in Iowa, Boisler gets the whole shot. Side by side goes the rest of the field. And it is a tight field all the way through, side by side there. Looks like right around 10th with James Goodwin and Martin Plute. Now, looks like the 94 of Finlay makes a move around. Adam Boisler leads lap 1.
For sure, this is a race that Scott would love to win. Having an unfortunate race last week, I'm sure he wants to get up there.
Yeah, definitely one of those moments where, you know, he kind of shot himself in the foot a little bit with that speeding penalty and had to try to claw his way back, but it did not quite work out. As here's Matt Schlosser trying to make a move to the inside of Bryce Hedgecock. Hedgecock lets him go. And now he's going to set his sights on the 81 of Martin Plute. And Joe, there are two strategies here. Philip said that he tried to run a full fuel run, but was only really able to make it about 60 laps, and the tires were at about 50%. So one stop could do it, which is about 100 laps. But he said odds are the two stopper is probably going to be a little bit better just based off of tire wears. Oh, we have a yellow out on the track.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be at least one race over. I don't think that car's moving.
See Adam Stewart down in the grass on the front straightaway.
Yeah, that was...
Let's take a look to see what happened here. There's the 4 of Stewart alongside the 31, and a couple of guys just got tangled. 96 of Bookwald gets into it as well.
Yeah, I think he front end collided.
Looks like, yeah, the 4 kind of went a little bit lower. 31, I think, was assuming
he was good to go high.
He was going to go higher. Let's take a look here. Yeah, it looks like the 4 got a little loose. 31 was assuming the 4 was going to go back up towards the wall. And around they went.
Yeah, who ended up hitting the Hutchinson? Because he took a good front end.
Huge hit there, and then, that would be the 133 of Eric Jeffrey. Some pretty decent front end damage there on that number 4 car, and the 133 as well. So a decent amount of drivers still down on pit road. Jason Shue, Quentin Sylvia, Brendan Bookwald, Eric Jeffrey, Corey Hutchinson. The 96, the 133, and the 31 all given meatball flags. So if you're new to iRacing, the meatball flag is a black flag with an orange dot on it. Looks kind of like a meatball. And that basically means fix your car. Not allowed out on the track until your car is fixed, if it's repairable. You have too much damage, that means.
What if it was like the Nega Japan flag?
Anti
like
upside down.
And the
Did not expect a Fairly Odd Parents reference getting ready to do this race.
Did you guys pay me for it?
You're getting paid?
Oh, I wasn't supposed to say it.
So
it's
8 laps
experience.
in. Ah, yes. I too have worked within turns before. So the field doubles up. Lights on the pace car are off. We're going to be going green this time by 160 laps makes up tonight's race here at Iowa. Pace car getting ready to turn off. And we're getting ready to go racing yet again. Green flag is out. Boisler with a much better jump this time. He's able to clear the 99 of Philip Scott. And into the corner goes the rest of the field side by side. And oh, big crash. The 94 goes around, the 49 goes around, the 88 is involved as well.
That's a lot of
more cars wrecking.
Cars. Yeah.
Sean Cox in there too. And that just looked like a bunch of cars going into one spot, and unfortunate ending there. Let's jump on board here with the 49 of Mitchell Adams. Oh.
Nope.
Oh.
Yeah, insult to injury.
Did not
it
expect.
Already fell out.
Yeah. Let's take one more look here and see what happened. Let's take a look in slow-mo. As the 49 got into the corner real hot, went up to try to go around the 99, didn't realize the 94 was there. And then, oh man, a hard lick, bounces off the wall. 88 right there at the wrong place and wrong time. The 12 there as well.
Yeah. Speaking of, I'm sure Martin Plouffe is saying grace after the last few races he's had.
Yeah. And oh, the 99, or the 22 rather, just barely missing that one. And then he gets into it with the 46, the 16. We just said the 16 last week. Had a quiet, clean race. And oh, man, he's getting ace house tonight.
Speaking of, I'm surprised he was good.
Well, now he's not. Let's jump on board here with the 22 to see what happens. So he's side by side with the 46. Big wreck up top. And then, they just all kind of came together, all trying to avoid the wreck.
Looks like, I know looks could be deceiving in iRacing, but it looks like it was all just kind of like taps for him.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking as well. Doesn't look like there was a whole lot of damage. But then again, sometimes with the iRacing damage model, a little tap will give you the meatball, and there you are at the end of the race. So far, 5 drivers on pit road getting damage fixed. It's the 94 of Findlay, the 49 of Mitchell Adams, the 88 of Sean Cox, 96 Brennan Bookwald, and Eric Jeffrey in the 133.
I'm shocked that no other dead cars.
That is true. Though we do have, 148 laps to go.
This is true.
But, we're just saying the 22 of McFadden was involved. He's in 19th. So car must be feeling pretty okay. The same with the 12 of Goodwin. Currently running P10 after just catching a little tiny piece of that accident.
Yeah.
So pace car pulls off yet again. Back into the restart zone they go. And oh, the 12 of Goodwin. We're just saying he's looking okay. Looks like he might have spun the tires on the restart and
Oop. That's not the noise you want. This is all on you.
So oh man, it looked like the 12 might have spun the tires a little bit on the restart. The 19 was trying to get around him. 39 caught into him.
Ooh.
And somebody goed pop.
I'm pretty sure it was the 19 that did not move after. I mean, he ate the front. It's never a good collision when you hit the front so hard that your back bumper falls off.
That is true. Plus the telltale dark smoke there coming off the engine. I do want to take one more look at this and jump on board with the 42 because he had quite the look. Oh, that window was open and then it wasn't.
Mm.
So some heavy damage there for the 19. The 96 is currently on fire just to his left. His crew members are
very nonchalant.
Nonchalant.
Just fire extinguisher would be great.
Then the one guy's like, "Well, what do you want me to do about it?"
Look, the car's dead. Do we want coffee or not? And I'm pretty sure he just did a 6.7. I'm like 95% sure he just did a 6.7.
You know, we'll butt out of their private conversation. So want to go next time by? So far, top 13 drivers have yet to pit. Everyone else has come down a few times.
I'm afraid to name anybody by name.
Honestly, same. So now field getting ready to stack back up. Take a look at the weather for tonight's race. 6 mile an hour wind, so nothing too wild and crazy. Southwesterly wind at that, and that is the next issue, Joe. You see that track temp, 110 degrees.
Yeah, that's not doing anybody any favors.
Little slidey out there, I think. So we'll try to restart this one. Pace car gets ready to turn off. Boislard waiting to get into the restart zone. There he goes. Green flag is out. $20 laps in here of 160 in the English Auto 160 presented by Shane Ewing. Boisler jumps out to about a 1.5 to 2 car length advantage. Meanwhile, battling for third is Ryan Shelton trying to get to Justin Melillo. He falls back, and now Martin Plude up to the top side. Plude runs the middle lane, the top of that new asphalt. that is far grippier than the gray stuff outside of there. So that's where you're going to see everyone running. As it looks like Hedgecock and Newman have a little bit of contact.
Yeah, a little bump.
Now almost 3 wide. There's Newman. He and the 28 of Jamar Dumas now duke it out with Minazzi Major sticking his nose in there too. Count Ray Payne in there too. Almost didn't recognize Payne without the Chick-fil-A paint scheme he had been running. Now Colton Easterday getting some pressure from Ryan Newman. Good battle brewing just in front. Hedgecock to the inside of House. These two drivers side by side. Really good battle here. This is for 7th position, now trying to fight for 6th as they've picked up on Ethan Amberg in the 14. On board now with the 18 of Hedgecock. There's Ryan Newman to his outside. Over in chat, Scott Leonard says, well, my day didn't exactly last long.
The pedals giveth, and the pedals taketh away. Or something. I don't go to church.
The Cathedral of Speed would be Monza, so, you know. Good battle there. There's Easterday, a little bit of contact between he and Hedgecock. Ethan Amberg got a rear view mirror filled with the 9 of Easterday. This is the battle for 8th currently. And if we really want, we could say this is the battle for 7th.
Yeah.
While this is all going on, Philip Scott has caught back up to Boislard. And this one-on-one fight. Good battle here for first. Philip Scott really rolling the bottom well. You can see the big gap that these guys have picked up by just kind of following one another.
Yeah, what is that, almost 2.5 seconds?
Yeah, I'd say thereabouts. Yeah, 2.5 separating Scott from Melillo. That time by Philip Scott. And I mean, look at those lap times there. The last 3 laps. Boislard was faster, Scott was faster, Boislard was faster. And just kind of trading the same differential thereabouts, so everyone's staying relatively similar. That time, Boislard picks up almost a 10th.
Every time I say Boislard looks like he's pulling away for a little bit, Scott just comes right back.
Yeah, every time they just kind of really mimic one another's lap times. Now a little bit further back, Hedgecock, House, and Easterday have not left each other alone.
Yeah, these two have been side by side now for 2 laps.
Love the Crunchyroll paint scheme there. Myself, not a huge anime fan, but definitely cool to see the Crunchyroll scheme.
I'm hitting this. If I had enough attention span, I'd watch more. I think I can say that for almost everything. So.
You know what? That's fair. I'm just proud of myself. I've read an entire book series pretty much from start to finish. And then I've gone back and listened to the audiobooks as well, so.
That's dedication.
Good fight here brewing for 4th between Martin Plute and Ryan Newman.
Ryan Newman up 13 positions.
Yeah, he's only second to biggest movers. Second and biggest mover of the race to Jason Shu, who's up 14 spots.
Crazy.
A little bit further back, here's Major putting some pressure on Jamar Dumas. I say further back, but still a battle for 10th. By the way, as always, if you like what you see, make sure you follow us here on YouTube and hit that bell to be alerted whenever we go live with our next broadcast of the Total Nonstop Racing League. If you're interested in racing with us, check out our website, speediracing.com. Links in the description down below. Major has not left the back bumper of Jamar Dumas.
Only trying to see what's on the inside, and then right behind.
And right there, Major's just Kind of getting a little bit more clean air on the front end of his car. It's not like the Cup car where there's dirty air is definitely a factor. Adam Boisler's lead has opened up to about half a second now. So you're not missing a whole lot up at the front of the field.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what happens. They're about to catch up to McFadden. Wonder if McFadden's going to move out of the way or fight for position.
Going to be interesting. Let's take a look at this battle here. Looks like the 22 should be moving over. But Joe, the battle that we had just shown between Major and Dumas has a new player. Ethan Amberg has entered the ring. Was it By God That's Ethan Amberg's music?
I would say glass break, but that's the last thing you want to hear right now.
Great battle here. It looks like Major just rolling the bottom. Amberg trying the top lane. And Jamar Dumas just basically says, all right, guys, go have fun. Although Amberg all over the back bumper of the 28. That was a nifty little move. Still side by side. Now he's clear. And I wonder if this is a case of Amberg saved the first 50 laps and maybe Dumas didn't.
Yeah, you never know, especially with the accidents we've had, who went in, who didn't, who got tires, who didn't.
Yeah, it looks like as they run right now, the top 12 have not pit. Matt Allen pit last on lap 11, Cad on lap 16, and Shu on lap 6, and that's our top 15 drivers. A little further up towards the front, Ryan Newman here in the 15 trying to fend off Ace House. He does for the time being. Newman up 11 spots since the drop of the green flag. Here comes Ace back down to the bottom. He's got Ryan Shelton all over his back bumper. Even further up here. Little pocket battles all throughout the track. Just a couple of guys here, a couple of guys there. This is the battle for
Okay.
third.
Two gaggle of cars.
These three have mostly figured themselves out. So we got this battle here for third. We got another battle here for seventh. And I think at this point, everyone's saying, guys, a yellow would be really nice right now because I want new tires.
Yeah.
But even if they were to pit now, I don't think they would be able to make it the rest of the way. It's 100 laps on a tank-ish. So they could gamble here. But not sure how well that would work out.
Only one way to find out. I was really hoping one of the drivers would take me up on that offer.
Hedgecock now trying to get around Malillo. Martin Plude has been quietly moving his way forward.
He's up, what, 7 positions since the start of the race?
Yeah, and last lap he did a 25.7, which is faster than both Boislard and Philip Scott. I mean, to put things into perspective for you, everyone's best laps were 24.8s. We have a 24.6, a 24.5, and now they're running 25.8s. So a little over a second of fall off already.
Yeah.
While this is all going on, a little battle brewing here. Ace House trying to catch up and chase down the 14 of Ethan Amberg.
Well, it looks like they all heard you say 28s because now they are all back to putting up 26-second laps.
You know, I think now is when they got to the point where they're like, all right, I can make it the rest of the way if I pit now. Do I really need to save?
Yeah. As I'm looking, I noticed, as you were saying, that Malillo and Hedgecock had 26 and change laps. Everyone else was around 20, 28. And now, as I'm looking at these, it's 25s and 26s is pretty much across the board.
They're definitely picking up the pace just a little bit. And, oh, looks like Philip Scott has closed the gap. He's about 3/10 back. We'll take a look in that battle in just a moment as here comes Hedgecock around the top. Trying to run around the top of the racetrack. Can't quite get it done. Malillo gets real loose. He's still maybe having an issue.
Like they said, a little bit of an older tire, depending on how much you push them. It's hot out. It's not exactly the great ingredients for stability at 180 miles an hour.
Yeah, being gripped up is not much of a option here. As Newman runs the very top, not a whole lot of grip there either, and that shows he fell back quite a bit to Major. Leaders now thick into lap traffic. Philip Scott trying to make it around the four of Adam Stewart as well as Ray Payne. He does now. Payne and Stewart side by side.
Looks like Stewart running a little bit of a higher line. Boyser and Scott really hugging the bottom.
But you know, Joe, I think we're cursed every time we try this. So let's try to run weltsclothing.com through the field here for tonight's English Auto 160. weltsclothing.com. Make sure you check them out. There are some fantastic options for clothing, hats, beanies, paintball gear, jerseys. I mean, they have everything. And you got to check them out online, weltsclothing.com.
Great. I love the way the shirts fit. I have now washed a handful of these more times than I should for how long I've had them, and they so far have been holding up good. They haven't shrunk, which I've had a lot of my shirts do after I washed them a handful of times. So I'm liking them.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. Not a big like tank kind of guy that wears them out in public, but man, these things are so comfy. These are usually my lounge around the house shirts, so make sure you check them out, weltsclothing.com. Speaking of through the field, let's go through the field as we'll take a look at our through the field. Our first guy we're taking a look here is Adam Boislard, currently running in the first position. Led 73 of 73 laps so far. Trying to track him down, Philip Scott. Currently in second, started second, so just kind of staying even keel here. Third place right now is Martin Plute, started in 10th, so he's certainly moved his way up through the field tonight. Had of himself a pretty good solid race. Just behind him is the 18 of Bryce Hedgecock. Started sixth rather, currently running in the fourth position. And another guy just head down and rolling. Next one here is Ryan Shelton, started fifth, running fifth, having himself again, another solid day. This battle here for sixth with Colton Easterday. He started 13th, currently running in the sixth position, up 7 spots since the drop of the green flag. And just behind him is Ethan Amberg. Another guy up 7 spots since the drop of the green flag. And oh man, a little tight there coming out of 2. These two still battling back. One guy who's fallen back quite a bit. I don't know if he just kind of burned his tires off or he's starting to just fade ever so slightly. That's a 53 of Justin Malillo. Justin at one point in the beginning of this run was right around third. Fallen back now to his starting position of P8. And now tracking him down is this guy, the number 82 of Menancy Major. He's actually going to get himself around the 53, so move Major up to 9th. 10th place currently being tracked down by Jamar Dumas is Ace House. He started 16th, currently running in the 10th position, with Jamar up 4 since the start of this run. One driver we said had a great race last week, involved in 2 incidents tonight, but he's back up and running, up 14 spots since the race started. Our second highest mover of the race, Tyler Cadd, currently in at 12th. Behind him is Matt Allen, just getting put 1 lap down by our leader. Allen started 21st, currently running in 13th. And then just behind him, Jason Chu, very nice looking Dale Sr. GM Goodwrench Camaro. Started 29th on the field, currently up to 14th. With Adam Stewart behind him in 15th. Started 22, the WeltsClothing.com machine. Will Ratcliffe here in 16th. Another guy making a lot of moves, up 12 spots. And Robert Tripp, this pass here as he gets around William Ratcliffe as he ducks onto pit road. Ace House also on pit road. Tripp now up 17 spots since the drop of the green flag. Jeff Price not having the day he's looking for. Big loose moment there out of 4. Started 14th, currently running in the 16th position. And by 14th, I mean 4th. Ryan Newman just behind him in 18th. There is Mark McFadden in 21st. With Ray Payne behind him in 22nd. And then James Goodwin and everyone else currently off of the racetrack and out of the race. So that is your WeltsClothing.com through the field. Check them out online, WeltsClothing.com.
Boyser look like he is pulled away from Scott. I guess Scott must have burned up his tires trying to keep up.
Yeah, it's kind of what it feels like there. The gap was about 0.3. Now it's about 2.1 seconds. So just past halfway, 85 laps in out of 160 laps. Now the top 10 have yet to come down pit road.
I'm interested to see, are they going to try to hold out to hit 100 so that they know they got enough to just push it the whole way? Or, yeah, are they going to aim for 90, 95?
You know, I think for me, if I were in the driver's seat, I would weigh how does the car feel on corner exit. If the car is okay or if the car is manageable, I'm going to run this thing as long as possible, because the longer I stay out on these tires, that means the shorter I have to be on the next set of tires. So if I know, okay, this is how my car feels in the middle of an 80 lap run, I think I could survive a 70 or a 50 lap run. So maybe just try to run the car as long as you can now, just to save those tires on the back end and hopefully be a little bit faster.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Ray Payne now ducking onto pit road.
Malillo looking like he threw a couple hundred extra pounds in his car, really just falling back. I think his tires are just cooked.
Yeah, those tires are not happy, and combined they're getting passed by all those guys who are just coming off of pit road. So they've also got fresher tires, and here comes Malillo now jumping down pit road. Ethan Amberg currently running in 6th position to the inside of Robert Tripp. And a big slide there from the 14 as Philip Scott ducks onto pit road. So now let's see, is Boisler going to answer?
Yes, the tale as old as time. Me not knowing pit window strategy.
I feel like at this point, it's even just a matter of, oh, we'll throw something at the wall and see what sticks.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm Scott, I'm falling behind. We're at the point now where I need to pit, so even if a caution comes out, I needed to pit. So
Yeah, so we'll see here how long the 06 is going to go. Just in front of the leader. This battle here is for the 15th position between House and Easterday. Now Philip Scott working his way through the field. Matt Allen last pit on lap 11 after his incident. So now he's starting to get past, and some more drivers ducking on the pit road. There's Shelton, there's Hedgecock. Robert Tripp is in as well as Adam Stewart. '54 and 18 both hit their box. But out front, Joe Boislard, 18-second lead over Minazzi Major. He may be just trying to run this thing dry.
yeah, I guess we'll see.
There's Sylvia behind him in 21st. Another battle brewing here between Ace House, Ryan Newman, and Colton Easterday as Jamar Dumas now on pit road. So only two drivers currently on the lead lap. That's Adam Boislard and Minazzi Major. Boislard last time by did a 26 flat. So that's about a second and a half of tire fall off over 100 laps.
When you think about it, it's kind of crazy that amount of fall off, because that's not a large number.
No, and you would expect the fall off to be a lot larger. But I feel like it's one of those where after a while, oh, the 06 cooks it too hard into pit road. A big mistake for our leader.
That's going to cost him.
And hopefully he wasn't marked as too fast entering. It looks like he has not been. So no penalty showing up quite yet for the 06. And as long as he doesn't speed through here, he should be okay as the crew goes around to work on the right side of the car. Minazzi Major is going to inherit the lead, as he's got Ryan Shelton, Colton Easterday, and the rest of the TNR series breathing down his neck, all on fresher tires. Boislard is down and away. Tyler Cadd now on pit road. And Joe, don't forget, some of these guys can stay out longer, especially if they pit early, but it looks like no one else has taken that offer.
What, yellows until 12 or 16 laps in? So there are some guys out there who can go another 10-ish laps. Boislard out and away. Let's see how far back that docked him.
Yeah, that actually put him behind Philip Scott by quite a bit because of that incident. 16 seconds separating Philip Scott from Adam Boislard, which meant Boislard had about 2 seconds-ish over Philip.
Yeah, it was almost 3.
So, I mean, right there, that's even if we call it 3, that's an 11-second mistake.
Yeah.
Or, pardon me, a 17-second mistake. As now here comes Major onto pit road. As now Philip Scott will get around him and inherit the lead.
Scott will be very proud. My little guy got his first Pikler set, which sounds like a slur, but is not.
Yes, E-Man says only 8 seconds. I went to school for broadcasting and not for math, so only 8 seconds. But continue, Joe. Sorry.
No, it's maybe my little dude will end up being in one of these ninja guys. He loves climbing on shit.
You know, I could totally see him doing that. Got to get him out to
a Pikler set is basically the bars that you just climb on stuff. I don't know why they're called that. My wife asked for a Pikler set. I was like, you can't say that in the house. He's right here. And then she's like, no, it's these. And I'm like, oh, why do they call it that?
I love that. Hey, you got to fly him out to Michigan and see if Philip will be able to give some lessons.
Yeah, right.
Get him trained up now to get him on Ninja Warrior.
It won't be me. I try to make that first jump. I think my arm is going to pop off like a Mr. Potato Head.
So a little bit of trouble here. Looks like the 42 of Quentin Sylvia has an issue. Looks like Sylvia just pulls it down off the track and calls it quits. So 10-lap fresher tires now between Philip Scott and Adam Boislard. Scott pit on lap 90, Boislard on lap 100.
Boislard closing the gap real quick.
He's picked up that time by only 3/10. Before that was 6, 7, 7, and 8.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, he was swerving in and out of that lap traffic.
Yeah.
And still picked up almost 4/10 of a second. Oop.
And all of that for nothing.
Oh, Major taking a big hit.
Let's take a look here. at what happened with the 82. Oh, poor Jason Shu. Wrong place at the wrong time. That all happened quick. It looked like the 3. Let's try to back that up one more. So it looked like the 22 and the 3 got into it a little bit. Yeah. So 3 got into the wall. The 22 slides up the track. 82 comes by and
just happened to be in the wrong spot as the 22 came down.
22 pops the engine. The 82 might have popped his engine as well. So we'll go back green. Looks like everyone coming down to get those fresh tires and erase whatever tire advantage that was. So the 06 saying, dang. Scott, though, probably very happy.
At the same time, I got a feeling that Boislard is like, all right, my pit mistake, it was wiped clear. We're fine. Reset.
Reset. Let's do it again. So Philip Scott wins the race off of pit road. So Scott, Shelton, Hedgecock, Plute, and Easterday, your top 5. A lot of cars in front taking the wave around. So that'll get Dumas, Cad, Ratcliffe, and Allen all back on the lead lap. Working our 4th caution of the evening. This time, incident involving the 22 of McFadden, the 3 of Jason Shu, and the 82 of Minazzi Major. So after the green flag cycle, 14 cars back on the lead lap. Good to see Jason Shu out on the track after that incident.
Yeah, I'm glad he's able to recover. I mean, well, I guess we'll see what kind of shape his car is in, but
so hopefully cautions don't breed cautions here. Pace car pulls off. Green flag is out. 54 spins the tires. That's going to give Philip Scott the advantage. 14 of Amberg gets into the back of the 81. Now everyone just trying to jostle for position. Let's take a look at that one here. Here's the 14 of Amberg. Yeah, 54 might have missed the shift, and that's how he got into the 81. Take one more listen to the start here, this time from the 54. Listen to the engine. Guess he just didn't get a good launch.
compared to Plute.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess Plute just got a little better launch and had to back off. So 40 laps to go here at Iowa. Great battles all over the racetrack. Here's Adam Boisler getting to the inside of the 15 of Ryan Newman. A little further back, there's Ace House trying to get a run on the 14 of Amberg. Looks high, runs low. And they're side by side into the corner. Amberg falls back to 10th. You just listen on this camera angle to hear how out of the throttle they are and how long they are out of the throttle too. Basically halfway through the corner, that's when they get back on the gas ever so slightly.
Yeah, there is a art to applying throttle in these turns.
Yeah, a lot of people often see, oh, it's just driving in circles. It's what's so hard about that? Well, it's not always about the shape of the racetrack. It's the characteristics, the banking, the engine, the tires, the grip, etc., etc.
When you play the games, because you think it's easy, turn off all the assists that come with it, and then try to make it around one of those turns.
Gonna learn today. Love just seeing these flyby cameras here.
Yeah. It's very interesting. Boisler hasn't been able to catch up.
No, and I mean, he has moved his way up. He's picked up about 4 or 5 spots since they restarted. But, I mean, he's just kind of mired in traffic right now.
Yeah, just compared to the first leg of the race, I mean, he was, what, 9 seconds in front of most of the field?
Yeah, I would expect to see him back up here and fighting soon. We got 31 laps remaining. And as long as he doesn't burn off his tires trying to get back up to Phillip, I think he could be having himself a pretty decent day.
Yeah. I gotta assume the Shelton currently is just throwing him off of his line.
Yeah, just trying a little bit of aero blocking, trying to say, okay, you're running that line, so am I. This battle here is for 5th between Plute and Easterday. Here comes Martin Plute to the inside. He's going to take a little peek. He'll get there. They're side by side through 3 and 4. And now as Plute gets around Easterday, it's Melillo's turn to try to track down the Crunchyroll machine.
To go. Boislard finally did make his way around Shelton.
So we'll shift Boislard up to 3rd. And I'm interested now to see what the lap differences are. Honestly, about even.
Yeah. I was going to say, I really haven't seen him move.
Well, then again, there goes a 10th that Boislard picks up.
Yeah.
But as we always say, catching him is one thing. Passing him is a whole other ballgame.
That is true. I do think a part of that was Scott getting into lap traffic. So we'll see if it sticks.
Yeah, he has gotten around both the 95, or around the 95. Bryce Hedgecock still sitting P2. But then again, Philip Scott had open field there, and Boislard about half a tenth up.
Yeah, but he is going to have to make his way around Hedgecock.
Hedgecock and the lapped car of Will Ratcliffe.
Yes.
That time there, Ratcliffe chooses the bottom. Force Shelton to go around the top side. There goes Shelton out to his inside. Good battle here. This one for 8th between Newman and Amberg. Throw Ace House in the mix as well. A little 3-car fight for 8th. Whoa, they get tight. Great save by Ace House. This is the Lucky Dog battle. Should a caution come out, one of these two drivers, as of now, will receive the free pass and get back on the lead lap. So now Allen has the lucky dog position. Meanwhile, though, here comes Boislert on Hedgecock.
Hedgecock running real high.
Yeah, that move might have worked in the old version of Iowa, but with this new paved, Franken-paved asphalt in the corners, that inside half of the track is always going to be the go-to move now.
I wonder if Hedgecock just moved out of the way.
Very well could have. He could have seen the 06 coming and said, you know what? I'll let you go.
$13 to go, 1.2 seconds. He's got to do about a second a lap. Not a second. A tenth of a second a lap. I'm really good at math.
That time through, Boislert about a tenth, about half a tenth last time. Almost a tenth this time, so it's getting there. And again, catching him versus passing him are two very different things. Meanwhile, Ace House in the middle of this battle, tracking down Melillo in 8th. And here comes Newman out of nowhere, right to the back bumper of the 47. As a little bit of contact between the 53 and the 47. That gets Melillo in the wall. Let's take a look at that one there. Oh, no, it looked like the 53 just kind of grabbed the wall a little bit. So we'll move Melillo back down to 10th now. Yeah. As Owie
feel like you could really
gets ran up the track by the 95.
I was going to say, I feel like you can really see when his tires kind of start to fade because he just kind of rides way up there.
Yeah, and just kind of falls off hard. Meanwhile, out front, this is the gap coming to 7 laps to go here at Iowa. The English Auto 160, presented by Shane Ewing, here on the Tabletop Trio Podcast Network. Join us each and every Monday evening for the Total Nonstop Racing League. Tim Branson says, man, I hate to have missed this one, but at least I didn't get wrecked. You know, that's a valid point.
Yeah, you got to take the small victories.
Yeah, I think that counts as a win, Tim. Here's Easterday working Plute for P5. Easterday still working. He's going to take a peek to the inside. Oof. Man, they're getting close.
Talking about crossing over. Just did the Jersey slide.
So 3 laps remaining here at Iowa. Gap has shrunk immensely. Coming to 2 to go. Can Boisler get there, or can Philip Scott hold him off? Boisler to the top. Adam Boisler trying to go around the hard way. Philip Scott down to the inside. Beating and banging. White flag in the air. One more lap around. Boisler to the point. Philip Scott trying to ring the bottom. Can't quite do it. One more corner left. Scott is going to send it in. Can't get it done. Out of turn number 4, Adam Boisler is going to win at Iowa.
Man, what a last couple lap effort.
Wow. What a finish. Adam Boisler tracking back to catch up to the 99.
Absolutely crazy. Well, it wouldn't be a race if we didn't say something about choose lawn care.
Right? And Adam Boisler burns it down. A well-deserved burnout, too. Oof. Trying to throw off the TNR officials there by smacking the back end and getting the car in line. And pop goes the engine right across the start-finish line. Wow. What a finish. So we're going to get our post-race interviews ready to go. As Joe, I believe you've caught up with our 3rd place finisher, Bryce Hedgecock.
Hey, Bryce, congratulations on the podium finish. Started off 6th, ended up in 3rd. Had to handle a lot of yellows. How did you kind of stay in a rhythm?
Yeah, it was tough there at the start with all those cautions. I kind of knew how Iowa goes, so typically you'll get a few of those and then it will smooth itself out. And I knew I'd be good on the medium run. The long run, I wasn't great, and I wasn't great on the short run either. But yeah, just able to keep plugging at it. Kind of tried to save during those cautions, since obviously people wrecking in front of you can keep track position, save the tires, so that helped a lot. But yeah, when it got going green, it was a really good race. But it was looking rough there at the beginning, but kind of seeing how Iowa had gone all week, it was probably going to even itself out at some point.
Absolutely. And we saw around 10-ish laps to go when Boisler got right behind you. You kind of went high. You just didn't want to kind of compete with him? Did you just move out of the way? Did he just pass you when you weren't expecting?
Yeah, so at the beginning of the race, if someone would run kind of towards the top of the repave, it was almost impossible to pass him. I knew he was way faster than me. I mean, him and Philip are a class of their own, but really, if he was going to pass me, I was going to have him do it where I didn't lose any time to Ryan behind me. That's kind of what I was thinking. I wasn't too distraught for him to get around me. It was really just if I try to hook the bottom and get stuck underneath him, then I'm going to lose a lot of time. So that was the thought process. Not really letting him go, but not fighting him too hard either.
Gotcha. And, you know, great to have a podium finish here. How does this momentum kind of carry you into, next week's race?
Yeah, hopefully hang on. I honestly didn't feel like I was very good here leading up to this race, but hopefully keep it going. We'll see how it goes though.
Absolutely. And before we let you go, I'm sure you got some shout outs for us.
Yeah, first off, thank you to my teammate and friend Quentin Sylvia for making this paint scheme for me. I know he had a little bit of a rough night, got some damage early on, but I appreciate him sticking it out there with me for a bit. Everyone in Intentional Wreck Podcast, if any of you guys are listening, shout out to you guys. Shout out to you guys. Do a great job on the broadcast. I appreciate it.
Awesome. Well, congratulations again, and hopefully we'll be chatting with you next week.
All right, thanks, guys. Have a good night.
All right, that's Bryce Hedgecock, our third place finisher here tonight at Iowa. And I'm now joined by our second place finisher, driver of the number 99. If words want to work for me today, driver of the number 99 machine, Philip Scott. And well, Philip, man, a tough one out there. Looked like you had it all but wrapped up, but Boisler just kind of surged there at the end.
Yeah, unfortunately, I caught a lapper at the wrong time and had to go around the outside, and I wasn't good on the outside at all. So, yeah, but it is what it is. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's good luck, bad luck, all that. I mean, last week I felt like I was gonna win, and I sped on pit road, and then this time I think Adam had the best of me anyway, and then yeah, then he had an issue on pit road, and so then I tried to take advantage of it, and yeah, but I just couldn't quite. It was a lot easier for me to go long run pace than it was to do short run because you can cook the right front so easy here. So yeah, it was a tough fight though. Another good battle with Adam.
And, you mentioning the long run there, we had a really good long run there in the middle of the race. What were your thoughts kind of with that? Because you and Adam kind of checked out for a while. He would pull away, then you would catch up. And, he had a little incident there getting onto pit road during his green flag pit stop. What kind of, how did the car feel in that long run?
Yeah, it felt good at the beginning, but then obviously I was behind him for so long that I I tried to do different lines to get around him, but he was just like, even when I was like a little bit faster than him, I just wasn't quite fast enough to get around him. So all I could do was just kind of cruise behind him and try not to, and we gapped the field. So even though I fell off a bit late in the run, I was, my plan was always going to be pit at lap 90. So I just stuck with it, and I knew that he was probably going to get by me eventually. And I was just keeping a steady pace. I wasn't trying to overcook it, and he was flying. So yeah, it was hard to, I did everything I could to try to hold him off. I I I could have defended high, but honestly, I just didn't have the traction up there. Best I could do is really hooking that bottom, kind of like Austin Dillon, and yeah. So it is what it is. But even with this big field, one thing I'm glad about is even with this big field, I'm still like up near the front. So it's not like it matters if it's a 10 car or 30 car field. So I'm happy with my pace this season.
Fair enough. And, shifting gears next week to Richmond, somewhat similar, I would say, racetrack. What are your thoughts there?
Yeah, I'm curious. I'm it's going to be let me see what the checking what the okay, it's going to be a day race. That'll be interesting. Okay, so definitely going to be tire wear. Long runs, I feel like at Richmond. If it was nighttime, I think it would have more short runs, but Richmond always ends up in long runs. So, like I mentioned about the Austin Dillon line here at Iowa, hugging the bottom. That's going to work even better at Richmond, but it's a lot harder to keep the rears under you there than it is at Iowa, where you can kind of, where the turns are like broader and you can kind of just like you know uh you make a big arc around the corners. So it'll be interesting. I've usually done okay at I'm pretty good at Richmond, but last few seasons DeBarro's whooped me there, and I've been like a distant second or third. So we'll see how it goes this time.
Fair enough. Well, Philip, before we let you go, I'm sure you have some shout outs, so let's hear them.
Yeah, shout out Obstacle Factory as usual, and then shout out your YouTube channel. I've been watching some of your your races the past couple days, binge watching them. So yeah, I like the compilations at the end where there's lots of idiots.
Far too many sometimes, I would say.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, Philip, congrats on the second place finish, and I'm sure we'll chat with you after Richmond as well.
Yeah, thanks, man.
All right, that's Philip Scott, our second place finisher here tonight at Iowa. And Joe, I believe you've made it down to victory lane to chat with our winner tonight, driver of the 06 of Adam Boislard.
Hey, Adam, congratulations on the huge victory. Walk us through those last few laps there. Did you think you were going to be able to catch up to Philip? We didn't think you were going to have it. You had like 1.3 seconds behind or something.
Yeah, I thought I was gonna catch him, but I didn't think I was gonna pass him. I was getting like a tenth a lap, and I was like at a second with 10 to go, and I think 7/10 with 7 to go, and then it kind of like leveled out. And then I think the moment where I saw blood was, I think it was a lapper who was going down low, and Philip, I think, misread it a little bit. He went a little high, and I was able to stick on the bottom. I got like 3 or 4 tenths out of that. And then next corner, just trying to pin him low and stick the outside and get around him. I'm in shock that I was able to pull that one off. I did everything I could to throw it away. But yeah, I can't complain. I had obviously a couple photo finish losses there early on in the season, and sometimes it just works both ways.
Absolutely. You said you did everything to throw it away. What happened at the pits earlier on? Did you get a little too spicy round in that corner? Or?
Not even spicy. I just flat out, I didn't get my bias right. I just flat out got the rears a little too juicy and spun. Wasn't too bad, and I knew I had a good offset with tires with Philip, and I thought maybe I'd be able to get back, and I was surprised about how much ground I gained up actually before the caution. And obviously speeding on pit road, and that was just stupid. I shouldn't have done that. I was trying to stay level with him, and I ended up going like 46 in a 40. So that's gonna get you a speeding ticket every time. But yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Now you restarted. I think you were in 10th after that last caution, and your car seemed to be having a different gear than everybody else's. What was your secret?
I don't know what happened in the last one, honestly. I was just going all out and trying to get a top 5, and I was like, tires be damned. I'm just gonna try to get 5th and hope for another caution to even us out. The rest of the race, it was just trying to ride the pain and keep the tires in good shape. I was just telling Philip, but in practice, did a 50 lap stint, and my right front got to like 350. So I knew that was gonna be the name of the game. But with 40 to go in 10th place, like, you got to go. And I don't know what I did differently there in the last stint. Maybe it was the fuel load, just I think helping with the balance a little bit. But yeah, I'm still speechless. I have to go back and watch how I pulled that off. I saved the replay too, so gonna have to study up for next time.
Absolutely. Before we let you go, I'm sure you got some shout outs for us.
Yeah, shout out everyone out there in the field who ran today. I think once we got past the first couple lap jitters, had some good runs there, and kudos to the podium finishers there, Philip and Bryce, and shout out you guys in the booth. I'm sure that was a fantastic call. I'm excited to go back and watch it, and thanks to everyone at Speed and TNR for putting on the show. We're getting great fields, and hope to run it back. I don't get tired of talking to you guys. I hope you guys don't get tired of talking to me.
Never. Well, congratulations again, and hopefully we'll be chatting with you next week.
Thanks. Take care.
All right, that's Adam Boislard, our winner tonight here at Richmond, or at Iowa. Richmond coming up next week. 2 very similar racetracks back to back. But let's take a look now at the results for tonight's race. Adam Boislard gets the win over Philip Scott and Bryce Hedgecock, with Ryan Shelton coming home in 4th and Colton Easterday in 5th. 6th place is Martin Plute Ethan Amberg comes home 7th, Ace House in 8th, Ryan Newman in 9th, and Justin Malillo wraps out the top 10. In 11th is Jamar Dumas with Tyler Cadd wrapping up our 12-car lead lap finishers. Matt Allen in 13th, William Ratcliffe in 14th. Great run for him. Adam Stewart comes home 15th, Robert Tripp in 16th, Jason Shue in 17th, and Manatzi Major in 18th. 19th place, we see Mark McFadden with Quentin Sylvia in 20th, Jeff Price 21st, Ray Payne in 22nd, James Goodwin 23rd, Matt Schlosser in 24th. Matt actually had said he had a bit of an issue where he dragged something on his screen, wound up windowing and minimizing iRacing, and then somehow he X'd out of the sim. So that is why he came back out in 24th. 25th is Scott Leonard, Stan Hausman in 26th, Brandon Finley 27th, 28th is Sean Cox, Mitchell Adams 29th, Brandon Bookwald 30th, Eric Jeffrey 31st, Corey Hutchinson 32nd, and DJ McAteer did not start tonight. Man, what a great run. What a great finish. Another fantastic battle. And Adam Boislard gets the win. And Joe, next week, more of the same. Richmond, very similar racetrack here to Iowa. So we'll just re-rack and do this over again, eh?
No, I mean, hey, we can't help that these results were great. What's the worst that could happen?
Right? But you could join us next Monday evening, 8:30 Eastern, right here on the Tabletop Trio Podcast Network. So for one final time, I am Bob.
I'm Joe.
And this has been the English Auto 160 here at Iowa. Have a great night.